Hi, I'm Daniel. This channel features historical photos, carefully chosen and edited to tell untold stories. Stay till the end. One of the last images is rare and almost never seen. Clint Eastwood carrying Olive Sturgis and Danny Crane. A family bicycle with sewing machine for mom, invented by Charles Steinloff. In 1978, Soviet geologists discovered the Lykov family, old believers who had lived in isolation in the Siberian taiga for over 40 years. Two Native American women in an Arizona magazine from the 1970s. Actress Virginia Mayo. Germany's Iron Chancellor Otto von Bismarck in full military uniform and armor. Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz and their stunt doubles in the set of The Mask. Colebro's circus workers Gene Sleater and Kay Clark posing for a fan, August 31, 1953, Kodachrome photo. First miniskirts came into fashion in Lithuania, 1965, photo by Marius Baranauskas. "18-year-old Soviet defector Sergei Nemtsov dives at the Summer Olympic Games, Montreal." Viber and miniskirts in Paris, 1969. Photo by Henri Cartier-Bresson. Aviator Ruth Law Oliver in her Curtiss Model D airplane. A prisoner of war coming home, Vienna, Austria, 1946. Photo by Ernst Haas. Brothers Lysenko, all 10 fought in the Second World War, and all 10 returned, Soviet Union. Mike Tyson before his professional boxing debut. Suzanne Summers, 1974. A bit part in American Graffiti, Chrissy and Three's Company, Thigh Master Promoter, etc. YMCA Swimming Team, Pittsburgh, February. High-class Yomut women wearing a traditional headdress, Kasaba, Krasnovodsk, Turkmenistan. A woman showing how to use the first commercial microwave oven called the Raider Range. A large steel piece being positioned during construction of the World Trade Center's North Tower, New York City. Special effects in Batman. Bunk beds on a plane. Rare photo of Marvin before his accident. American troops in Samoa during the Second Samoan Civil War, 1898 to 1899. Photo by Malcolm Ross. Sioux Chiefs, the Michelin Band performing at the debut of the Michelin Hour radio show. An early gym machine for the arms, shoulders, and back muscles, designed by Dr. Gustav Zander, Stockholm. Japanese delivery man with bowls of soba. Joan Jett. Qantas 747s had a shaver bar so men could land in London clean-shaven after a 30-hour flight. Human fly, John Jamie Reynolds balancing on a New York rooftop. The aftermath from a B-25 bomber crashing into the Empire State Building. Four ladies posing for a photo. An IGA store cashier at the checkout, circa 1960s. Bodybuilder Steve Reeves. Sicilian peasant telling an American officer which way the Germans had gone. Office girls on Wall Street, New York City. The models for American Gothic in front of the iconic painting. McDonald's employee. Mr. Owen, the bell ringer of Llangollen, Wales. Photo by John Thomas. Danny Trejo with his children Danielle and Gilbert. Dagmar and Alexandra of Denmark, the future Empress of Russia and Queen of the United Kingdom, respectively. A man trying to transfer files from his Commodore 64 to his Apple computer. This is what hanging out in a college dorm room looked like in 1910, University of Illinois. Robert Redford and Sonia Braga. Guardian angels riding the NYC subway. A mother and her 8 sons, all served, all came home. Robin Williams spending a whole day signing autographs at a homeless shelter, Boston. Wisconsin Walleye War I. American soldiers camp outside the Forbidden City after the U.S. and Allied forces occupied Peking, Beijing, during the Boxer Rebellion. Actress male impersonator Vesta Tilley, Matilda Alice Powell's Lady de France during her stage career. Centenarian Duke C. Finch walks with some help to the polls to vote. Korean-German soldier Yang Tian-jon being captured by American forces. He was conscripted into 3 different armies during World War II. Why is Japan at war now? Japanese language lesson at a Korean school during World War II. Chief's daughter Lotiki Yated, Laguna Pueblo, New Mexico. During the Great Depression, flour companies started making their sacks out of nice-looking material so that women could make dresses or quilts from them. The Solvay Conference on Quantum Mechanics. Albert Fish. The Great White Fleet steaming into or out of San Francisco Harbor. Sophie Loren. The CEO of America's largest mail-order retailer, being removed by the Army National Guard after refusing to negotiate with workers, leading to the company's seizure by the U.S. War Department, April 1944. Iron workers pose for a photo atop the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The bomber, B-17 service station, Oregon. Airmail pilot, William Wild Bill Hobson of the U.S. Mail Service in Omaha, Nebraska. A family and their nicely decorated caravan en route to the Cahermy Horse Fair in County Cork, Ireland. Two young men at Fairfax High School, Los Angeles, California. The shattered muzzle of a 300-pounder Parrott rifle after it burst, American Civil War. On Your Honor. In 1981, Xerox introduced the Star 8010, the first workstation with a commercial computer mouse, GUI, and Ethernet connection, paving the way for modern PCs. Playboy model Marilyn Lang. Istanbul, Turkey. Apparently, there was this fad where teenage girls wore dog collars on top of their socks. Picture taken in Los Angeles. Apollo 17 astronauts Gene Cernan and Jack Schmitt during their final moonwalk. Queen Victoria of Great Britain with her grandson, future Emperor of Germany, Kaiser Wilhelm II. Before makeup tutorials on YouTube, they had this. Audience of women applying makeup at a seminar by a beautician, Monka Rubinstein, Los Angeles, California. Montparnasse derailment, France. ABBA's last tour. The depressing state of New York City in 1977 when it was gripped by crime, economic crisis, and urban decay. A worker paints the Golden Gate Bridge with a fresh coat of its iconic orange color. Bob's Big Boy, Glendale, Los Angeles. Possibly the coolest looking bike ever created, the 1959 Bowden Spacelander. A wheat field in Manhattan, part of Agnes Dennis's artwork, Wheatfield, A Confrontation, planted on a landfill near the World Trade Center. A bicycle for three. A fully carpeted avocado green bathroom. A typical grocery store line in Vilnius, modern Lithuania, during the consumer goods shortage, Soviet Union. Miles Davis in his bathroom. Coca-Cola cans from the 1930s. The Kimberley Diamond Mine in South Africa. NBA champion Spurs celebrating with a post-game LAN StarCraft party on a plane. Kids these days don't know the struggle. The Colossi of Memnon, Luxor, Egypt. Two 60-feet statues of Pharaoh Amenhotep III. Plymouth Horizon, Philadelphia police cruiser. Manhattan, NYC. (1980s) private jet design. Alfred Heineken created a bottle that could also function as a brick to build houses in impoverished countries. Windows 95 VHS video guide with Matthew Perry and Jennifer Aniston. L'Orange Varié, a perfume set by Les Parfums de Marcy, created in 1925. Private William Almus, 7th Michigan Infantry, born on March 9, 1845, in Ontario, Canada.